Have you ever noticed this? You're just sitting quietly, maybe reading a book or getting ready for bed when suddenly a patch of skin starts to itch. You scratch it, gently at first. It doesn't stop. You scratch again harder this time, but that itch just lingers. And at some point, you can't help but wonder, is my body trying to tell me something? That question might be more valid than you think. Itching, especially when it occurs repeatedly in the same areas, is always just a skin-deep issue. For adults over 60, it can become the body's quiet way of sending out a message. Something inside may be out of balance. Maybe your detox systems are overburdened. Maybe inflammation is brewing beneath the surface. Maybe even your emotions are speaking through your skin. As we age, our bodies don't always shout, they whisper. And itching is one of those subtle whispers. It can stem from dehydration, hormonal shifts, declining liver or kidney function, or even chronic stress you thought you'd gotten used to. The danger lies not in the itch itself, but in how often we ignore it because it seems small or normal. But when that persistent itch happens in areas like the back, neck, or lower legs, places tied to nerve networks, circulation, and detox pathways, it's worth paying closer attention. And here's something many overlook. Your physical and emotional health are deeply connected. Chronic stress affects cortisol and adrenal function, which in turn disrupt immune balance and skin health. That's why calming your nervous system may ease more than just your mind. It could soothe your skin, too. The good news, you're not helpless. Small, consistent steps like staying well hydrated, getting quality sleep, eating antioxidant-rich foods, and practicing daily relaxation, even just 10 minutes a day, can help restore balance from the inside out. So, if you've been experiencing recurring itching in certain spots, don't just apply a cream and move on. Tune in, be curious, because your body has a language and it wants to be heard. In this video, we'll explore 3 specific areas where chronic itching may be more than just a nuisance. More importantly, I'll share practical, science-backed ways to support your health and comfort starting right now. Stick with us until the end, because sometimes just one small shift is all it takes to begin a new, healthier chapter. One where you're more in tune with your body than ever before. So here's the question I often ask my patients. If your underarm could talk, what would it say? Now I know it sounds like a strange idea, but if your skin is your body's largest organ, then every patch of it, yes, even your armpit, be trying to communicate something far more important than we realize, especially when that area itches repeatedly without a clear cause. Most of us chalk it up to deodorant, irritation, or dry skin. We shrug it off as something trivial. But in older adults, persistent itching under the arms may not be just a surface-level skin issue. It could be your body waving a small red flag that something deeper is out of balance. See, the underarm area is far more than a sweat zone. It's a concentrated hub of lymph nodes, sweat glands, and nerve endings. That means it's extremely sensitive not just to what's happening on your skin, but also to what's happening inside your body. And when it begins to itch without any obvious reason, your system might be whispering that something isn't quite right. One of the most overlooked internal triggers, blood sugar imbalance. I've seen many patients with pre-diabetes or undiagnosed type 2 diabetes report mysterious itching, often right in the underarm. Why? Because elevated glucose levels can dry out the skin, impair circulation, and even damage nerves that regulate sweat and temperature. In that disrupted state, your body struggles to manage moisture, either producing too little or too much. And the underarms, being one of the most active sweat zones, often react first. And here's the kicker: many of these people had no idea they were living with early-stage diabetes, but their skin knew. Other times the culprit isn't sugar, but hormonal imbalance, particularly related to thyroid function. As we age, thyroid hormone production naturally shifts. A sluggish thyroid, hypothyroidism, slows down skin renewal, reduces oil production, and causes chronic dryness even in areas that are usually moist. When this happens in the underarm, it's not just uncomfortable, it's often resistant to lotions or topical creams. Because the problem isn't on the surface at all. Then there's another factor few people even consider: lymphatic congestion. The underarm houses a dense network of lymph nodes that filter toxins and support immune function. When the lymph system becomes sluggish due to infection, inflammation, or more serious issues like lymphoma, itching may be one of the body's earliest signals. It's not always painful or visible, but that quiet irritation might be a hint that your immune defenses are struggling to keep up. Now, let's be clear, occasional itchiness isn't cause for panic. But when the same spot keeps calling your attention, it's time to listen. Your body rarely sends random messages, especially not in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, when every signal is worth investigating. So what can you do? Start by staying hydrated and eating foods rich in antioxidants and healthy fats to support skin and nerve function. If the itching persists, don't mask it, track it. Notice if it's paired with fatigue, weight changes, unusual thirst, or slow wound healing. Get your blood sugar and thyroid levels checked, and support your lymphatic system through gentle movement, dry brushing, and deep breathing exercises that stimulate detox pathways. Remember, Your body is wise, and symptoms like this are not setbacks, they're invitations to pay attention. So if you've ever thought, it's just my deodorant, maybe it is. But if it isn't, what else might your body be trying to tell you? Stick with me because, in the next section, we'll explore another surprisingly common area where itching could hold more meaning than meets the eye. 2. Let me ask you something a little uncomfortable. Have you ever had an itch that you were too embarrassed to talk about? One that shows up when you're alone and refuses to go away, no matter how clean or careful you are. Anal itching. It's not exactly dinner conversation, is it? But here's the truth. Just because it's awkward doesn't mean it's insignificant. In fact, persistent itching down there can be your body's discreet way of pointing toward deeper digestive issues, ones that deserve your full attention. We often treat anal itching as a hygiene issue or worse, we ignore it out of shame. But the skin in that area is a mirror. It reflects what's going on inside, especially within your digestive tract. And when something is out of balance in the gut, whether it's inflammation, sluggish transit, or toxic overload, the signs often escape the gut itself and show up in places we least expect. For many older adults, one of the biggest culprits is chronic gut inflammation. Whether it stems from conditions like irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, inflammatory bowel disease, IBD, or prolonged constipation, the result is the same. The rectal tissues become stressed, inflamed, and irritated. Stools that sit too long in the colon tend to dry out and harden, leading to tiny micro-tears when past tears that often go unnoticed, except for that relentless itching that follows. On the flip side, chronic diarrhea can create the same discomfort by constantly exposing the delicate skin around the anus to moisture, bacteria, and friction. The natural barrier your skin relies on to protect itself becomes compromised, leaving it vulnerable, raw, and reactive. Sometimes, the underlying issue isn't the gut itself, but hemorrhoids, a surprisingly common but under-discussed condition in older adults. Swollen veins in the rectal area can lead to persistent itching, especially at night, along with a sense of pressure or occasional bleeding. And while hemorrhoids aren't usually life-threatening, ignoring them can lead to more severe inflammation or infection over time. But perhaps the most concerning yet rarely acknowledged possibility is colorectal or anal cancer. Though much less common, these conditions often begin with symptoms that mimic minor irritation, itching, bleeding, and subtle changes in bowel habits. If anal itching persists and is accompanied by red flags like unexplained weight loss or blood in the stool, it's vital to consult a physician. Early detection could mean the difference between simple treatment and more advanced complications, and beyond disease. Let's not forget the impact of lifestyle habits. A low-fiber diet, dehydration, excessive spicy food, and even with harsh soaps or scented wipes can all disrupt the skin's protective layer and exacerbate irritation. Ironically, in trying to stay clean, many seniors unknowingly strip their skin of the oils it needs to stay resilient. The takeaway here is simple but powerful. Don't dismiss anal itching as a nuisance. It's not just a surface symptom. It could be your gut, your blood vessels, or even your immune system asking for help. And that's not something to be ashamed of. It's something to respond to prevent and soothe this issue. Hydrate well, eat a fiber-rich anti-inflammatory diet, avoid aggressive cleansing products, and monitor for any accompanying changes, and above all, listen, because your body speaks softly at first, until it no longer can. We'll continue exploring other hidden signals in the next part of this video. But for now, take this one seriously. Relief is possibly, and sometimes, it's the quietest symptoms that guide us to the biggest breakthroughs. 3. Here's a question you may not have asked yourself. What if that persistent itch on your lower legs isn't just dry skin? What if it's your body whispering about something much deeper, something that has nothing to do with what's happening on the surface? By now, we've learned that symptoms like itching, especially when they're recurring and resistant to lotions, can carry messages from deep inside the body. And few systems speak through the skin more quietly but more powerfully than the thyroid. The thyroid is a small, butterfly-shaped gland at the base of your neck, but despite its size, it governs a vast range of functions: metabolism, circulation, body temperature, and skin health. And when this gland becomes underactive, a condition known as hypothyroidism, the effects can ripple throughout your entire system in subtle but impactful ways. One of those subtle signs, persistent itching on the shins or lower legs. At first glance, we blame dry air, aging skin, or seasonal changes. But in people over 60, hypothyroidism becomes increasingly common, and the skin, especially on the lower legs, is often the first to show it. Why? Because that area naturally has fewer oil glands, meaning it's already more prone to dryness. When thyroid function slows, the skin loses even more of its ability to retain moisture. But the issue isn't just dryness. When thyroid hormones drop, blood circulation also slows. The result: your lower legs may receive less oxygen, fewer nutrients, and reduced immune support. This can lead to thinning skin, a crawling or tingling sensation, and yes, intense itching. Some patients describe it as a static-like feeling, or like something is moving just under the skin, and yet, many people ignore it. That's the real danger with thyroid-related symptoms. They're so easy to attribute to just getting older, fatigue, cold hands, brittle nails, weight gain, mental fog. These don't feel dramatic, so we tolerate them. But over time they begin to erode our quality of life, and when itching becomes a daily frustration that no moisturizer can soothe, it may be time to look deeper. Here's the thing. Topical solutions won't fix a hormonal problem. You can apply all the lotion you like, but if your thyroid is underactive, the itch will persist. That's why testing thyroid hormone levels, specifically TSH-T3 and T4, can be a smart, proactive step if you're experiencing these subtle signs. The good news: hypothyroidism is very manageable. With proper diagnosis and a simple daily medication, hormone levels can be restored, circulation improves, and that uncomfortable skin sensation often fades. But it all starts with awareness and with listening. Remember, your skin is more than a barrier, it's a messenger, and your body never sends signals without reason. If your lower legs have been itching for weeks or months with no clear cause, it may be time to ask not, what cream should I use, but what is my body trying to tell me? In the next section, we'll dive into another surprising area where itching may reveal hidden imbalances. But for now, let this reminder sink in. Sometimes the smallest symptoms are the loudest cries for attention. For here's something worth reflecting on. When should you stop ignoring that itch? We all experience it. A little dryness after a hot shower, that tingling after trying a new laundry detergent, or maybe your skin just feels tighter in the winter. There, most of us brush it off, moisturize a little and move on. But what if your body is asking for more attention? Itching is one of the most common and underestimated symptoms in health, and while most of the time it's harmless, fleeting and easily explained, sometimes it isn't. Sometimes an itch is your body whispering about an imbalance that runs much deeper than the skin. See, normal itching is short-lived and often has an obvious cause. Maybe it's your wool sweater, maybe it's dry seasonal air or emotional stress. In those cases, the itch tends to respond quickly to hydration, gentle skincare, or lifestyle changes. That's what we'd call surface-level discomfort, annoying but nothing serious. But what about the itch that doesn't go away? The one that lingers for days, or even weeks? The one that wakes you up at night, or shows up in the same places again and again? That kind of itching may not be about dryness at all. In fact, it could be an early clue that your internal systems like your liver, kidneys, thyroid, or blood sugar are asking for help. And here's where things get tricky. Chronic itching caused by internal dysfunction doesn't usually respond to creams or topical relief. You can moisturize all you want, but if the root issue is inflammation, poor circulation, or metabolic imbalance, it won't truly go away. What's more, these deeper forms of itching are often paired with other seemingly unrelated symptoms: unexplained fatigue, digestive shifts, night sweats, or even mild weight changes. Many people miss the connection because the signs are so subtle, but collectively they tell a bigger story, one about systemic imbalance that deserves investigation. So how can you tell the difference? It comes down to pattern awareness. Is the itching worse at night? Is it focused in specific areas like the armpits, lower legs, or rectal region? Are you noticing changes in your energy, appetite, or mood? When itching begins to coincide with other physical or emotional shifts, it's time to stop treating it like a nuisance and start treating it like a message, because that's what your body is doing. It's talking to you. And persistent itching may be one of the first signs it uses when something beneath the surface needs your attention. Now, this isn't about panic, it's about paying attention. Recognizing when a simple itch becomes a meaningful symptom is the first step toward protecting your long-term health. Here's what you can do. Keep a symptom journal. Note when the itching happens, how long it lasts, and what other symptoms occur alongside it. Stay hydrated, prioritize nutrient-dense foods, and support your skin barrier with gentle care. But if the itch keeps returning, don't hesitate. Talk to a medical provider, get your labs checked, and most importantly, trust your instincts, because your body rarely speaks without reason, and sometimes it starts with something as simple as a stubborn itch. Your body knows. The question is, are you willing to listen? As we've seen throughout this journey, not all itching is created equal. Sometimes it's just dry skin, but other times it's the body's early alarm bell pointing toward imbalances we've yet to recognize. Whether it's a thyroid issue, digestive disruption, blood sugar imbalance, or something else entirely, the message is clear. The body always speaks, and those who age with strength and clarity are usually the ones who learn to listen early. The good news: you don't need to be a doctor to understand your body. All you need is curiosity, consistency, and a willingness to ask, why now? Why here? Small signals like persistent itching, when noticed and acted on, can lead to big shifts in energy, clarity, and overall well-being. It's not about fear, it's about empowerment. It's about respecting your body as the intelligent system it is and giving it the attention it deserves. So, here's a little invitation. Take a moment to reflect. What part of today's video stood out to you most? Have you experienced any of these silent symptoms yourself? Maybe you've been brushing off something your body has been trying to tell you for weeks or even years. Let us know in the comments below. Even just sharing 1 if this resonated or 0 if it didn't. It's a powerful way to connect and support each other in this space. You never know who your story might help. And if you found this helpful, feel free to hit that like button. It's a simple gesture that lets us know to keep making more videos like this. If you haven't subscribed yet, now's a great time. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss a chance to learn something new about your health. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking your health seriously. And above all, thank you for listening to us and to yourself. Until next time, stay aware, stay kind, and keep walking your journey to lasting wellness.